Okay, let's do a video about tables, equations, and graph. So usually when we talk about linear equation, there are many things you should know about it. But if you know the relationship between those three and how to go from graph to those two, and from equation, table, and graph, and from table, equation, and graph, that would be good. You have like a good understanding on how these things work. Okay, let's go from the equation to the table and to the graph. We're gonna do that first, then we're going from the table to the equation and the graph, and vice versa. Okay, we're gonna work on this. So if I have this equation, how do I do a table? Remember that x is the independent variable, which means that you can give any values to x. So I just x and y, I do an x and y table. I can give any values. Let's do 1 and -1, which is the ones we have in the up table, and let's do an extra one like 0, for example. So if x is 1, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And if x is -1, -1 times 2 is -2, minus 1 it's -3. And if x is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is -1. So I have my table. It's done. You see 1, 1, -1, -3, 1, 1 here, -1, -3. And this 0, -1 is an extra value I did that you don't have to, just for an example purpose. Remember, you substitute the x where is the variable x and you find the value of y. So this will be 2, 1, minus 1. Here will be 2, -1, minus 1. This will be 2 times 0, minus 1. So you solve this and you find the value of y. So we got from the equation, we got the table. Now from the equation, let's do the graph. This -1 is the y-intercept. I find it in the graph. I see that is here, the y-intercept. And then my slope is 2. It's positive slope, means that the lines go up. So from the y-intercept, I go 2 up and 1 right. And here's the other point. Once I have the 2 points, I make the line. So you see, it's the same line we have here. So that's it. So from the equation, we did the table and we did the graph. Now let's go to the table now. Let's go to the table and see if we can make the equation and the graph. So if you have this table, you have the point 1, 1, and you have -1, -3. So you can graph those 2 points, which that will be like very simple to do. So this is the x, this is the y. 1, 1, it would be 1 here, 1 here. So here's 1, 1, and then -1 for x, 1, 2, 3, and -3 for y. So here's the other point. Once I have those 2 points, I make the line. Now I did the graph. Now let's find the equation. There are different ways you can find the equation. One of them will be like from the graph. You already have the graph. So here, this -1, the y-intercept. So the equation will be y equal something -1. Then from here I go 2 up, 1 right. That's the slope. 2 up, 1 right. So it's 2 over 1, which is 2. So 2x minus 1. That would be the equation that we already saw it before. Now another way you can find the equation with those 2 points is finding the slope with the formula m equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You substitute. Remember this point. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, you substitute in the formula, you find the slope. Once you have the slope, you use y equal mx+b. Okay, you select any of the point. It could be this one. You substitute the x, you substitute the y, you already have the slope, we found it in the formula, and then we find b. Once we have the value of b, we substitute the value of b here, we substitute the slope, and we will have the equation. Okay, that's how you go from the table doing some algebra to get the equation, and also from the table you grab the points and you get the graph. Okay, now let's see, we did the equation first, we did this, now we will work from the graph. Okay, you have here the graph and they tell you find 2 points. Okay, the table, let's do a table first. I can see here, I'll try to find points where they connect. So here I see a point, here I see a point, here on top this is 2, 3, this is 0.5, 1. This one I have it here is 0.5, 0, here 0, -1, and I have another one here. I have infinite points, right? -1, -3. So I have this point too. Now I can make a table very easily by, x, y. I can put as many points as I want. So -1, -3, -1, -3. I can use this one, 0 for x, -1 for y. I can use that one. I can also use that one, the 2, 3, 0.5, 1. So I have already my table from the graph. And now I'm gonna build the equation. Okay? Remember, when x is 0, the y, it will be equal b. That's the y-intercept when x is 0. So my equation will be y equal something -1. So something x. Now I need to find what's the slope. The slope is 2 up, 1 right. 2 up, 1 right, 2 over 1, which is 2. So this is the equation, the graph, and the table. So I hope this video helped you trying to understand better the relationship between them. So table, equations, and graph, how you can go from one to another back and forth. Thank you for watching.